Welcome to this episode of the Lifework Podcast. Today we are joined by Coach Jessica Nutt. Welcome to the podcast, Coach.
Why, thank you.
Glad to have you here today. Looking forward to the conversations we're going to have. So I first of all want to thank you for coming on the podcast because you're in the middle of softball season.
Yes, sir.
And so for our listeners, Coach Nutt is our head coach and leader of our softball team here at First Baptist University. And I think you made a prediction at the beginning of the season. You're going to win a national championship this year. Is that the prediction?
Yeah, Yes. I'll take it.
Maybe that's a goal.
Yeah, it is a goal, absolutely.
Okay. So how are things looking for the team this year?
Good.
Thus far.
Good. We are 7-5 right now, and we actually have a game today.
Okay. Well, we'll try to get finished in time for you to make the game. What time's the game today?
1:00.
Okay, so by the time our listeners hear this, they would have already played. You
Yes.
have already played. So I can't say y'all come out to the game today because by the time this comes out, game will be over.
That is true.
Another victory will be in the can.
That is the plan.
That is the plan.
Yeah. But by the time this comes out, there will probably be another game, so they can come to that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you been here at Williams now?
I am on year 7. I was hired in May, maybe April of 2019.
Okay. So where is home for you? Where did you grow up?
Home is Bolivar, Missouri.
Big Bolivar, home of the Liberators.
You betcha.
That's right. We spent 3 years of our time, of our family's life there, and 2 of my sons were in high school. I think they were a little bit behind you, but not too far behind you.
Yeah, I remember the name, but that's because they were good at sports.
Well, they were. They take after their mother. They don't take after me. So you grew up in Bolivar, Missouri. Tell us about your family.
Yeah. I have 2 loving parents. I don't know how long they've been married. A long time. They were married in July, I can tell you that.
Okay. You know the month, but not the year.
Yeah. I could do some math, but that could take a while. So.
Okay. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, July.
Okay.
My dad is an optometrist in Bolivar, and then my mom works at the office as well. And then I have an older brother, Lynn. He lives in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and coaches football there.
Okay.
And then I have a twin sister who lives in Lamoni, Iowa, and her husband coaches football there. And then I have a younger sister who lives on the other side of the state of Arkansas and works at Walmart.
Okay.
And then my brother's wife obviously lives in Pittsburgh as well and works for Dordt University out of Iowa.
Okay. I wish I had known that. I just spent quite a bit of time with the president at Dordt. A neat guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About late January, we sat by each other and we're trading stories, and I forgot about your family's connection.
Yeah. Yep. He's been at Pitt for 3 years, I think. But
okay.
Yeah. And then Jennifer and Phil moved to Lamoni 2 or 3 years ago as well.
So is your family a big sports family?
We are a big sports family. At one point, my brother's senior year of high school, he was playing football, my twin was playing tennis, I was playing softball, and my younger sister Jackie was playing volleyball. And we all had a game on the same night, and my parents didn't miss a beat.
Wow.
Yeah, so we are a very sports-oriented family. My mom was a cheerleader.
Okay. What about your dad?
My dad was a sports guy. I do make fun of him because he was part of a basketball team and he didn't get a uniform, but he was on the team. So we make fun of him.
Isn't that called a manager?
Well, you would think, but who knows?
So where did they grow up? Where are your parents from?
My dad is from Lamar, Missouri,
Okay.
And then my mom grew up in Clarksville, Missouri.
Well, how did they wind up in Bolivar?
Southwest Baptist University.
They went to school there.
Well, my dad was playing basketball, and that's when my mom met him. She thought he was so cute playing basketball. My dad had moved to Bolivar to open up his own optometry practice,
Okay.
and so he was just playing basketball at the university, and my mom saw him, and then they met, and still married today.
Good. We're glad to hear that.
Yes.
I'm sure they're glad to hear that too.
Yes.
So tell me about growing up. Growing up in a sports family, growing up in a Christian home?
Yes, Christian home. I remember going to pastor's classes, is what First Baptist Church Bolivar called them. And so the pastor of the church, Ray Leininger, would come.
Brother Ray.
Pastor
Love
Ray. He would come pick up people from the school, and then he would take us to the park, and then we would go and talk about Jesus and who he is and everything like that. And it was pastors' classes, and that's how we grew to know the Lord, was through the pastors' classes. And
So how old were you when this was going on?
I'm going to say probably 5th or 6th grade.
Okay.
And my parents, big churchgoers, my dad was a deacon at First Baptist. My mom would run the college ministry and would cook every Sunday night for all of the students on campus and who wanted a free meal, because who doesn't love free meals?
That's right.
Plus home-cooked meals. And so we started with pastor's classes. There was GAs on Wednesday nights. There was Girls in Action is what GAs is. And we would have a youth group. Larry Stair was our youth pastor, and so I remember him. We went to church camps. We went to Centrifuge. We went to camp at the Mid-Lakes Baptist Youth Association. I don't remember that, if that was what it was called, but
Close enough.
close enough. And my mom was a director there at one point, and so we all knew who Jesus was, and Pastor Ray helped with that. Our parents helped with that. A lot of influential life people helped us through that process of getting us to know who Christ is.
So you had a pretty robust family life, heavily in sports, very active in church.
Yes, very much.
So when was it that you remember, as best you can remember, because apparently that's a remembering things, a bit of challenge.
A little bit.
When did you give your life to Christ?
I remember we were redoing the sanctuary in First Baptist Church, the fellowship hall, and so we had to move. Well, they were redoing the sanctuary. We had to move to the fellowship hall while they were redoing the sanctuary. And I remember us having church service in there, and I remember just walking down the aisle and saying that this is the time that I want to have a relationship with Jesus, and grow in my faith and know that I want to have that relationship to be able to go to heaven. It is a free gift from God, and we get to choose if we want to take that gift. And I knew that at that time, I was ready to know where I was going to go.
Yep.
And so I remember walking down the aisle. It was not I just remember being in the fellowship hall because the sanctuary was being redone, and then I remember getting baptized.
How old were you when this happened?
I'm gonna say 5th or 6th grade. It was through the process of the pastor's classes with Pastor Ray. I don't know how old you are at 5th and 6th grade. I don't remember.
We've established.
I don't even know how old I am right now. To be fair,
You do too. Roughly.
Roughly, yeah. I'm like, let's see, subtract the 7. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So, pivotal moment in your life, monumental moment in your life, obviously giving your life to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So, young Jessica continues to grow. She's active in sports. Were you primarily, exclusively softball, or did you play any other sports?
No, I was a multi-sport athlete. I played softball, and then in high school I did softball, basketball, and track. In middle school I did volleyball. So we were just a very sports-oriented family. We remember just playing catch in the yard, riding bikes, just doing everything outside just because why not? And we had the land to do it. And so we just would be outside. We'd play basketball. We would practice anytime. It was very sports-oriented. And we just had a lot of fun doing a lot of different things. And obviously being a twin sister, comparing each other in sports was a thing. But she'll tell you she beat me in a 3-point contest one time. But
Did she?
yeah, unfortunately.
And that's what you remember. You couldn't forget that one. Of course, she probably won't let you forget that.
Right.
Yeah. So just chase a rabbit here.
Mm-hmm.
Being a twin, identical?
Yes, we are identical.
Okay, so how's growing up with that and all the other dynamics going on in your life? How did that relationship, do you think, looking back, influence you in your growing development and ultimately your call in doing what you're doing now?
Growing up, I did not get along with my siblings. You can read Christmas letters from my dad, and you can tell that I was the hardest person to get along with. I wanted to cause fights in my family. I did not get along with them, whether it was my twin sister or my older brother, who I couldn't stand.
Why?
I don't know. I just...
Sibling thing?
Yeah. Like, what causes sibling rivalry? Having more than one kid. Like... And so I just...
Yes, that is the adage of that is the life truth today. Sibling rivalry is called by having more than one child.
Yes. I don't know why we didn't get along. I just wanted to cause a lot of issues, and so I did. And now it's completely different. Like, we have great relationships. We talk often, and we support each other. They usually come to one of my softball games all together as a family. Like, it is a completely different dynamic than it was growing up. And I'm to blame for it. I have no other reason other than I didn't want to get along with them. When it is with my sister, like, she had a different friend group. I had a different friend group. We would still, like, say hey to each other.
Did you share a room? Did you dress alike?
No. Well, we did not. We had our own rooms. I mean, when we were little, we had our same room. But at one point, we separated. And... we dressed alike for a while, and then
No more. Wow. So are you close to her now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm close with all my siblings now.
Okay.
Way better than growing up, and I think it's just because, like, I've grown up and matured and realized, like, relationships do matter, and who you are matters, and how you treat people matters.
Wow. So when did that moment come, the switch of changing your thinking about your family and getting along? Was that in high school? Was it later in life?
I'm going to say it was probably in college, just because I wasn't around them all the time at that point. My sister and I did not go to the same college. She went to Lindenwood University in St. Louis, and I went to Hannibal LaGrange University. And we were about an hour and a half from each other, and I think it just started to grow from there. Just showing up and seeing each other whenever we got together was what mattered. Like, we valued that time together, whether it be with all of the family or just one of us at a time. We would go see each other. Our grandma lived in the middle, so it was a good middle point.
Okay. So you're growing up, you're in high school. When did the thought of, well, let me ask this question first. Looking back, having the advantage of hindsight now, how do you see God working in your life through middle school, junior high, high school? What did you think the Lord was doing in your life to prepare you for ultimately His purpose for you in this area where you're currently working?
Yeah, I think He definitely started working through me, obviously, when I was born. But I think, like, at first I wanted to be an ER trauma surgeon, and I don't.
Wow.
Yeah, I just.
What happened?
So here's what happened. Everything happens for a reason, and I fully believe that. And in high school, I was taking a certified nursing class, and so we would go to nursing homes and care for patients and things like that. And I was like, I'm going to be a medical doctor. I'm going to do this, and I have my life laid out for me. And then I couldn't pass the test. I couldn't pass the CNA exam. I took it twice and failed both times. And then the nursing administrator was like, this time I'm going to read it to you. This third time I'll read it to you. I'll help you pass it. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And so I decided if I can't pass the CNA exam, I'm definitely not going to pass the MCATs. And so I remember talking in Sunday school one day. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I thought I was supposed to be a doctor, and then now I have no idea. And then I realized my love of the game. I was like, well, I might as well just go do something with softball. And a lot of people, I remember David Bolton from Bolivar, Missouri, would say, you cannot major in softball. And I was like, watch me. And so then now here I am. I was a PE and health.
Okay, I was about to. You didn't major in softball.
Well, I mean, technically, no. Like, it doesn't say it on my diploma, but if you think about it, I basically majored in softball because I'm doing softball.
Well, I didn't major in president.
But you're a president now, so basically you were kind of like
No,
majoring in presidency.
No, it was in Bible. I'm the prodigal. I've wandered way far. So you're in high school, and the CNA thing is a big bump in the road. How old were you when all that happened?
I was a senior.
Oh, wow. So was that kind of like a crisis moment of you had put all your eggs in that basket and one panning out for you?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So then my senior year, my mentor, Jay Halbrook, helped me create a highlights video and helped me send it to different schools. And then I got a scholarship to go play softball. And I decided, okay, I'm going to go to softball. I should probably figure out what I want to do with my life. And I went in undecided, then was a teacher. Then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Then I went to athletic trainer. Then I was like, no, I don't want to do that either. And so I decided PE and health, certified K through 12. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I know that I am supposed to be doing softball.
So you currently work with a lot of young women, and in your role, you interact not only with college female softball players and other students, but you also get to interact with those in high school as you recruit and talk to them about possibly coming and playing for you. In the role that you have now, being Coach Jessica Nutt, looking back at Jessica Nutt in high school, maybe a freshman in high school, maybe as the senior who is struggling with the CNA stuff, what would this Jessica tell that Jessica?
Well, I actually say this to my recruits now, like, who you are matters, and don't let a test score define you. Because whatever is going to happen is going to happen. God has a plan, and thankfully it's way better than what we have ever designed for ourselves. And so, like, you're going to figure out some things. You're going to figure out what you're supposed to be doing. And if it takes a long time, that's okay. If it takes you until you're 37 years old to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, that's okay. I know I'm supposed to be coaching. I don't care where I'm supposed to be coaching. I know I'm supposed to have an impact on these girls' lives, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, message to the girls that I'm recruiting is, you're going to be fine. Figure out what you like. Figure out what you don't like. Find your fit, and don't let a test score define you.
Love that. So we're getting to college, and I want to explore this in more detail in our next episode. But just for the sake of our listeners, what position did you play?
Is left out an option? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I was a third baseman, first baseman, and designated hitter.
Okay.
Yeah, just depends on the time.
Yep.
Whatever the coach needed, I was doing.
What was your favorite position?
Third base. In high school was third base.
Man, that's a hard one.
Yeah, I absolutely loved being there. I was close to the batter.
Yep.
I wanted to do whatever I could to be all up in their business.
Did you ever eat somebody's business coming off the bat on third base?
Nope. And our field faced the sun in high school, and I didn't like wearing a visor. I didn't like wearing sunglasses. I didn't wear like anything on my face. And back then we didn't have face masks, so I was just ready to go.
Just, here's the target. See if you can hit it.
Hit it at me. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm big enough I can stop it somehow.
Wow. Well, Coach, I want to thank you for being a guest on this first episode. I'm looking forward to our next episode where we explore God's purpose in your life for calling, your God's purpose for your life in work, and how faith intersects your career. You good with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.